This is arguably the best cruiser bike for less than 6,500 bucks. Cue the intro. What's up, guys? I'm Sean from SRK Cycles. We are here with my new friend, 2009 Suzuki M90R. I know you guys are familiar with the M109R, possibly the M50R, but probably one of the more rare ones is the M90. And like I said, this falls in between the 50 and the 109. Now, the C's are more common. The C's a little more touring. You might have bags and a windshield. The M's, I don't know what the M stands for. Let's just say it stands for muscle. It is cool looking and they're a little more aggressive. You can see the instead of floorboards, you got pegs, a little more of like a V-shape of the ergonomics of it. Very comfortable bike, blast to drive, super giant wide tank, and I love the awesome colors that they come in. It's a very distinct look. When you see this bike, you know it's not a Harley Davidson, but you don't know what it is, but you know it's awesome looking. Really cool looking, and what the 90 stands out, and what I think is better in some ways than the M109. I mean, it is a little less power, but it has the smaller rear tire, which is gonna handle better. So this bike is not light. It weighs in at 731 pounds. This is a 90cc, which is like a 1450 cubic inch motor. It is shaft drive, it is water cooled, and it is a big giant V-twin motor. And of course, it's fuel injected. So I like this bike, I like the size, and at a certain point in your riding, what you're looking for is a big, substantial bike. You want something big, you want something monstrous, that you roll down the road and you know you're riding something giant like this. Huge, the tank is giant. Let's take it for a spin, let's see how it runs. All right, guys, before we do this, let's do the word of wisdom. Proverbs 21:6, the way of the guilty man is crooked, but as for the pure, his conduct is upright. And then here's a great one. It is better to live in a corner of a roof than in a house shared with a contentious woman. Some versions say like a nagging wife, which is just hilarious. And it's true. It's totally true. I don't know from first-hand experience. My wife is amazing. Alright, guys, I like these bikes. I really do. Check it out. Check out the feeling you get when you fire this thing up. Fuel injection. On. That rumble. That throttle response, the torque at the bottom end, but that rumble is sweet. The seating position, very aggressive. This is this is in the category, it's like a muscle bike. The torque it has right away is just awesome. And the thing is, like, for the money, you can't beat it. It's really hard to beat a cool looking, and the colors they do on these M90s, that blue is awesome. Like, that is a really cool looking blue. And just like I said before, like, it's a different looking bike. It's not a Harley knockoff. It's not like, oh, it looks like a Harley Davidson. No one's gonna confuse it for a Harley Davidson. They're gonna be like, what is that? And this thing is big. But compared to its big brother, the M109, this thing handles really well because it's got that much smaller tire. I mean, you feel like you could just go carve the canyons with this thing. Bam, right over that roadkill. Now, the biggest issue anyone would ever have with this bike, it's not the looks, it's not the style. Occasionally people complain about the back end. That might be more on the 109. I think it looks fine. It's not the looks, it's not the style, it's not the fit, it's not the finish. It's none of those things. It's not the performance, it's not the maintenance, it's not the fact that these things basically don't break down. It's the shift from, it's a little clunky from first to second gear. And that's just kind of how these things all are. I don't know why, but like when you shift, you kind of you feel neutral. And you kind of go click, click. But then you just get used to it. That's just your life. front brakes are tight. You see what I mean? Like you have to shift it a little bit harder than what you have to shift it through the other gears, because you gotta get it through neutral, which is kind of, you know, which makes neutral easier to find. And it makes neutral really easy to find, and maybe that's why they did it that way. Because with a lot of bikes, you kind of, you know, fiddling around a little bit through neutral sometimes. This bike has 10,000 miles on it. It does have electronic fuel gauge. All this stuff, everything you need is right there. Very simple. Speedometer, odometer, fuel gauge. And then you got your neutral light, your FI light, your high beam light, turn signal light. I like how they, instead of going with a chrome, they went with more of like a, I mean, it's plastic, but it's more of like a polished aluminum type of look. You know, it might hold up a little bit better. I think it's really cool. I get a warm, fuzzy feeling every time I get one of these bikes, and it has a really cool color like this. I think the Boulevard line is just a killer bang for your buck. If I had to compare this to like a Harley, it'd be really tough, because this is a big bike. This is a 90 cubic, so it's like a 1500 almost. And I guess you would have to put this in the category of like a, you know, a Softail, but it's almost more like, I guess, maybe this would be in the same category as a Breakout. That might make more sense, like the Breakout, or possibly like the V-Rod or something like that. What's interesting is the Breakout, so some of the Harleys are going with more of a narrower tank again. Although everything looks narrow when you get off a Boss Hoss. I'm not kidding. I'm going to show you with my hands how wide a Boss Hoss tank is. You might not believe me, but I'm serious. This wide. It's this wide. I'm legit like doing like a split. I'm like straddling that thing, like pulling groin muscles trying to ride this bike. I rode one the other day. I rode a Boss Hoss Trike. Got no audio from the whole thing. I'm super bummed out about it. And now I got to go find another Boss Hoss to drive, because I want to make a video with it. Alright guys, we're gonna do 0 to 60. This is gonna be a good 0 to 60. I'm gonna do a good job. I got this. Alright. Oh no. Alright, so what happened was, man, I launched. That was a great launch. But then what happened, I had to shift around 50, but I went to go throw my feet back up on the pegs, and I couldn't find them. So screwed that one up. I still think it was a decent time though. I'm not doing it again. Alright, so this bike, how does it ride on the highway? Awesome. Super awesome. It also has them rear pegs. You throw your legs back, pretend like you're riding a really aggressive sport bike. And of course, it's a giant motor, it's a giant bike. If you want to pass someone in top gear on the highway, you just do it. Kind of throws you back a little bit, which is awesome. Alright guys, that wraps it up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. And if you are wondering what kind of gloves I'm wearing, these are of course M1 Moto gloves. Click on the link below. Click on the link in the description if you want to check out more about these. The only gloves I wear. Very, very unique. I love them. Guys, remember, it is not what you're riding. It's where you're going. Now guys, we just bought 35 motorcycles in the past week. This is one of them. I got a bajillion test drives to do. Don't forget to subscribe. But if you're looking to buy a bike, check out srkcycles.com. Our deals are insane. All right, bye.